All right. Well, welcome to our session for the AP CSP Course Checklist. I'm so excited to be here with you today with our fantastic teacher trainer, Shoufen Jacobson, and we welcome her also, and we welcome all of you out in the audience. Shoufen, if you want to go to the next slide. We can use either the chat or the Q&A today, so you pick whatever you're more comfortable with. Please do drop your questions in the chat, and we will make sure that your questions get answered throughout the session here today. If you don't have a CodeHS account yet, you can sign up for one, and that will be helpful so you can get a certificate of completion for attending here today. We want to thank you for your time and acknowledge your time with that certificate of completion. So you do need to sign up for a CodeHS account before you can get that certificate. So if you don't have one, sign up for an account. If you do have one, log in, and then you can click on the link that I've dropped in the chat for the certificate of completion. You do see a note on the screen there behind Shoufen that you must be logged into your CodeHS account. So make sure you log in first, then you click on the link, and you'll just see a very simple "thank you for attending" message on the screen, and then your certificate will follow up by email. All right, I will hand it off to Shoufen to introduce herself and share all of her valuable knowledge about the AP CSP course.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to have you all come to this session. My name is Shoufen Jacobson. I have been teaching AP Computer Science Principles since this course was first launched. And also I have been grading with College Board, reading with College Board for this course since. I also teach AP Computer Science A. I'm a teacher at Ballantyne Ridge High in CMS in North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte. Welcome. So today we will basically take a look at the checklist. What are the important things we need to know when we're teaching this course? So first, we're going to take a look at AP Computer Science Principles courses offered by Code High School, and we're going to take a look at AP course audit process, course pacing, and also we take a look at exam and performance test, and then review materials. So Code High School offers 3 AP Computer Science Principles courses. First is in Python, and then in JavaScript, and then in APCSP in cybersecurity. So now we're going to take a look at the course overview. So if you look at my screen, let me switch out to my screen here. So if you look at first, we're going to take a look at the APCS principle in Python. We take a look at the course overview. So the AP Computer Science principle in Python is designed to deliver all the 5 big ideas and the 5 computational thinking practices in one platform, in Code High School platform. And then I design AP Computer Science principle in Python and AP Computer Science principle in JavaScript. They are nearly identical. Only one unit are different. So unit 7 is data structure. In Python course, we have what you call post and list. And in JavaScript, we use array. That's the only differences between the two. So I'm going to just quickly show you what it looks like in Python, and then we're going to take a quick look in JavaScript. So if you look at here, unit 1 to unit 5, unit 6 are identical. Unit 7, this is the Python one. You see tuples, list, and if you look at the JavaScript course, and everything is the same. The first one, we have the the dog programming, and then the 7 is data structure and is in use array. Now, noted, this unit is super important for our data abstraction and then procedure abstraction. So we really want to nail this unit for our students. All right, so this is this part. And then there's third course is the, I'm gonna just go through my course layout here. The third course is AP Computer Science Principles, Cybersecurity. This course actually is based on AP Computer Science Principle JavaScript and add lessons, cybersecurity lessons from developed by National Cybersecurity Teaching and Training Center. And this, the lessons added is very, very interesting. I want to show you. This is the cybersecurity course offered by CodeHS School. And if you look at the first 12 lessons unit, they are identical to JavaScript, APCSP in JavaScript. And in unit 13 and 14, we start cybersecurity course. Cybersecurity, you have the CIA triad, identity crisis, let me in. All those lessons are great. When I pilot this lesson, this course with College Board and in the CodeHS School, I loved those lessons. I still use those lessons. And then also the 14th cyber ethics, those are relevant. And then all the cyber lessons, especially this two, I love it. And I use it to help our kids develop a deeper understanding of the big idea. 5, impact of computing. Another note I want to share is that, our kids now study with us, but they are future computer scientists and future developers. We want to have the emphasis on cyber safety. And then they will, if they learn all the important lessons and practices in cybersecurity, they will be able to really be, really sink in. And when they develop their apps, they will pay attention to cyber component of the app development. It's very, very important. So other than that, it's just like a JavaScript APCSP course. All right. So now let's take a look. The course overview. I have just done the course overview. I move little bit faster. So as you know, the APCSP CED is laid out in 5 big ideas. And then there are 5 computational thinking practices is taught through with the 5 big ideas. Okay, so our course, CodeHS School APCSP is laid out in modules, and then the modules does not relay or correspond with the 5 big ideas. So this we need to keep in mind. So now the AP course audit process, we have already done the deadline, past the deadline, but we want to just give you a quick reminder. Due dates was October 1st, and then by register, go through the AP course audit process, you will have huge benefit, get the resources from AP Classroom. I could not help my student to be successful without those resources, along with the CodeHS School lessons and practices. These 2 pieces together help the kids find a huge success in AP exam and then in daily learning. So you create CSP classes and enroll your students. I think you all have done this, and then you're going to confirm submission of a performance test before April 30th, and then you're going to also receive important notification, and you can get a secured test questions from AP Classroom. I use it literally every day. So now let's take a look at pacing. So the pacing part, Code High School have provided the estimated time for each unit and each lesson, but you don't have to, just go, you can use it as just an estimation. You can go a little bit faster, a little bit slower. It's fine based on the needs of your students. And also you can change the sequence of the units. For example, if you want to go through, if you want to teach your kids through the CED order, for example, big idea 1, creative development, big idea 2, data, you really cannot go through, you will change the order, the sequence of the unit. For me, I go with the CED order. So when I go through big idea 3, the programming and algorithm, I do change the sequence a lot. For example, when I teach data abstraction, I go to Code High School Unit 7 and teach Unit 7. When I teach procedural abstraction, I go to Unit 5 and I teach, the procedure development parameters and the procedure calls, all those good stuff. You will align this way, help your kids to perform. A Code High School resource is really, really great. And then, use whichever way you're comfortable with. So that's the pacing part. I love the career modules. And the reason I love this unit is because help kids easy into programming. A lot of kids come in with anxiety of, not knowing any coding, not have any coding experience. And this module is just a lifesaver for me in many years. The kids love the little carrot dog. They even draw the picture of it, hang on the wall of my classroom. They just love the way it's like make coding so much fun and then ease them into coding and programming. It's really, really good. What I did, for example, when I teach the first unit, I let the kids use this as warm-up activity. They love it. They can move forward. When they have issues, I help them. And the internet simulation is really, internet simulators is a really great tool for help kids to understand what is digital information really is an illusion, right? So you have images, you and me, and then the plants you took from your garden in the background, just a bunch of 0 and 1. So this is really helpful for kids to understand this concept. And binary bit editor, I love this one. When I went to some other workshop, I always print this image and show the teachers how great this tool is to help the kids understand how the images, digital images, align with the 0 and 1 sequence. It's really cool. And I have already talked about this, the JavaScript and Python APCSP courses in Code High School, they mirror each other, only data structure are different, lessons and exercises are different. And the cybersecurity, I talk about it based on JavaScript and added the lessons from National Center Cybersecurity Teaching and Education Center. And then there are a lot of resources Code High School offers, lesson plans. If you're school principal, you're required to have lesson plans, go to this resource hub and then print it out. The lesson plan is well designed. The lessons really is robust, healthy, robust diet for the kids on daily basis. Just do it. It's really cool. And then now I went through everything very, very quickly because we are already in 2-3 months into the instruction. So I know everyone must have already done all of those. So now get to the part I and Stephanie discussed before this session. We want to focus on what we need to do to prepare for the perform test. So This is the chart in the back of my classroom. I use this a lot. If you don't have one, ask your school admin to give you the chart to either print it out or get one from College Board. This is so helpful. I put in the back wall whenever I teach something, I ask the kids go back and take a look at what we are teaching, link to the essential questions and link to the skills we are learning. So we are right now in unit 3. And then, so let's just quick go through the basic information about this task. And then I'm gonna share with you what I do and how I teach this course, this task. So you want to find time to review a performance task. So CodeHS School has built a fantastic unit, which is unit 16. I highly recommend that you go through the unit 16 first and then take a look at what are provided there, and then share with your student bit by bit, and then give them like a healthy part of it on regular basis so they understand what really this test is about. Okay. And then you can complete this at end of the course or earlier if you want. I always complete it before spring break. And after spring break, the kids really just everywhere. Their head, their mind is not really there. So I really want to emphasize this before spring break, get everything done. It does not have to be continuous, meaning you can give 45 minutes per day per class meeting to work on performance tests, or you give whole hour. It depends your kids, how well, how ready they are, how much they can focus on it in 1 hour or half hour. So that's up to you. You really should leave at least 2-3 weeks to review before AP test. That's really the minimum. All right, performance test must include input, output. I'm going to show you what does that mean. Use of at least one list, and a procedure take parameter, and a lot of kids do not know what is a parameter, containing sequencing, selection, and iteration. So keep it short. If we have more than one, if we have selection, we should have sequencing. If we have iteration, we should have sequencing. We really should emphasize iteration and selection, okay? So must be, so I'm going to move this up a little bit, must be able to describe 2 different calls that execute different part of the procedure. So College Board love this. And when they set up their FRQs, they want to see if you can call the procedure with the 2 different argument, either produce the same result, means go through the same path, or the different path. Okay, we want to really help our kids to understand that piece of the CRE test. That's hit the rule 5 errors and testing. So let me go to the next one. So student must provide video of the programming running. If its image is not working, if its PDF file is not going to earn the point, it has to be a video. The video has to be clear, and it shows the input and the output. So we're going to take a look at that, because some of the kids this year lose the point because the input is not very clear, okay? So program code and a personal project reference. This 3 pieces are due by April 30th, 11:59 p.m. And guys, it's like a lot of kids want to like wait until last minute. The traffic is very heavy, and then if you get a bump up, you will not be able to earn the points. I encourage them to send way before. So students need to include a list. The list has to play a fundamental, important role in the app. You cannot just say, "Oh, I want to win the get a 5. I praise great job. If didn't earn any point, oh, you try again." that is not essential. You need to use list like contain the elements that are essential in your app, okay? So student need to call a student-defined procedure with at least one parameter and use iterative and conditional statement. This is long. I'm going to show you an example, and then you should see exactly what it is. It's very simple to set up. Both the list and procedure call cannot be trivial. This is very important. List, if you want to have a list, have like just 3 things or 2 things on the list. Oh, I use the list. You still earn 0 for data abstraction. And the procedure call, the same thing. We're going to take a look at it. So this is the minimal. This is the procedure that can earn the points from the for the procedure definition. So if you look at it, this is the search algo, right? We use this all the time. Find item, and then items is a list, and then the target is what we are looking for each item. If it's equal, and then this is on the list, else is not. So if we set up this, if the kids can analyze this, and that's a perfect setup for this create test. You don't have to have thousands of lines for a procedure. If your kids be able to set up this and then they are able to talk about this, and they should be fine. For example, so one question could be, what identify the first Boolean evaluation? So obviously it's item equal target, right? What happens, describe what happens if this evaluation to be false. A lot of kids are lost. So if it's false, what's gonna happen? That to here is true, I print a return. If it's false, what's gonna happen? And then go back and do nothing and then go back and then look for the next elements on the list. Right? A lot of kids saying, oh, if it's a false, I'm going to just print this is not on the list. That's not true. So you have to go for each loop or for loop has to go through once started, has to go through each elements on the list unless you have a return statement. Okay. So this is the thing. This is actually one of the question in 2024 AP exam. So the personal reference project reference must be submitted final on the digital portfolio by create test deadline, or it will not be provided to the students during the exam. So the kids has to, once they submit it, they have to check first, and then check first. There are many checkboxes, and then until they hit final, and then you see on your end, you will see a green check mark for each of the component. If one of it is not green, you want to talk to the kids, say, hey, you didn't finalize it. Once they finalize it, we cannot change it unless you have a legitimate reason to change it. And then, you have to provide a reason and allow the kids to resubmit. So the PPR cannot include course content. And then we will share Code High School 2 fantastic example set up for you. I think that's one of the nuggets you can take home today. And then, but those designs set up, we cannot allow our kids to use it. They have to develop something else, and cannot have comments within PPR. If they do, we will earn a 0 on the create test. And then the procedure part, you have to have 2 program. You need to capture paste 2 program code segment, and it is first is the student developed procedure, and then another is the call to the procedure. That's the piece, and then the second part of the PPR is a list. So showing what type of data is stored in the list. And the second part of it is show how this list help manage complexity. So this is this piece. And a create test topic questions. How do we prepare our kids to get ready for the FRQ or W written response in the AP exam? So there are 4 types of topics we need to prepare. The first one is the easiest one, and it's program design, function, and purpose. Okay, so this one, I hope every kid take this course, get this point. This is not a hard one. I just taught my kids last week. And then algorithm development is a correlate to Code High School Unit 4. And then when you teach the Unit 4 in Code High School, pull out the question from this category, and then really ask questions, really knew the concept and skill in their head. For example, how do you rewrite a Boolean evaluation so that it can create the exactly same result? They have to rewrite. You can use De Morgan law to rewrite, or you can change it to some other format. So when we get to this unit, we want really trick and play based on what kids design, ask them questions, ask them to rewrite the code, and then ask them to analyze it. So this is very, very important. This is the second one is Unit 4 of Code High School. To go through the Unit 4 is a fantastic design, is a simple, easy, but really can develop the skills and then concept for the kids on this topic. Errors testing. Errors testing is the second okay, so let me rephrase. Data and procedure abstraction is the most challenging one based on the exam result in 2024. 80% of the kids missing this one to get a 0 across the globe. Only 20% of the kids get a data and procedure abstraction correctly. I analyzed the data already. The errors testing, 70% of the kids miss this, get a 0 around the globe, and then only 30% get it. So to me, we need to really pay attention to data and procedure abstraction and errors and testing. So how do we do that? So first, data and procedure abstraction go through the Unit 5 in Code High School. Also, the Unit 7.4 touch this page, touch on procedure abstraction, data abstraction too. And then errors and testing in CED go through 1.4, and then really go through it and then read the questions, ask them to go to Code High School sandbox, and then just really test out the code, and then take a look at the scenario set up by College Board, and then type out the code. I'm gonna give you 2 activities I developed. Hopefully we can help the kids do much better this year on this 2 categories. So those are the sample questions, sample prompts College Board published last year when they announced that ChatGPT has some impact on our AP exam. We have to change the format. So boom, we have this. So those are the questions, really important. We see how College Board frame it, and then we're going to practice with our kids, see how we're going to really prepare them to be able to find success in the FRQ written response in the last hour of the exam. This one, data and procedure abstraction, and it really, this bump 80% of the kids last year. We're going to take a look at this. So, and there are a lot of questions in AP Classroom. This is what I do. I go to AP Classroom, pull out the question and print it out, and then I give it to the kids, and then I pull out the coding app from Code High School, ask them to answer the question based on the app they developed in Code High School. Really, Code High School and the AP Classroom go hands in hands, can help our kids really develop computer science literacy concept and the skills to help them to be successful in this class. So go to AP Classroom, do that. All right, this is the nuggets I mentioned. In Code High School Unit 16, there are 2 sample performance tests, including the written response. And they are really, really well organized. I'm going to show you where to find it. And I'm going to go out for you guys. I think it's here. Okay, so this one. So if you go to whatever the course is by David Burnham, is really cool part of this Code High School Unit 16. So if you look at this, it has description here. So this is the program code. You can copy paste and then put into the sandbox. Ask your kids, make some errors there. Let your kids play around, and then they will let them fix it. And then this is the video run. And the video, the input output, take a look. What is the input? You see, it will type in M. M is the first input, and then output is 2 times 2, whatever. And then that's the output of the first input. This is second input, and this is the second output of this input. So you want to have, that's all you need for your video. Don't have fancy, really, truly just that simple. Okay, if you do that, you earn the full credit for the input output. The video to have that. And then the procedure part, take a look how simple it is. It's basically, I have a depth calculate, I have 1 parameter, that's enough. And then I have loop, I have if else. This is actually have more. I don't have to have second one, but you have second one, that's cool. It's better, but keep it simple so your kids can analyze it. You never know what question they're gonna ask. The more complex procedure your kids submit, they have to really rewrite it in a way that address all the loose end, all the moving parts. And then this is the procedure definition, and then this is the procedure call. That's it. And then this is the first 2 code segment and list. The first part has to show what type of data stored in the list. The second part show how the list help manage complexity. In this case, I separate the reference data type, first number, with the detailed, concrete representation of this list. Use the name of it and its index. It's really, really effective. And this is how we use lists to manage complexity. And then what is the beauty of this case is has the sample responses. And you can tell David has done a great job to do this part. And then talk about errors testing and then talk about data abstraction. So go through this first before you hand over to your kids. So ask them questions and then, purposefully, so to guide them to do the work. And then the first one is the Python version, and the second one is JavaScript version. My computer is happy up. So this is the JavaScript version. You can tell it's var here. So that's it. And then let me go back to my PowerPoint. So Sam, I'm gonna share something I did. I mentioned what we're gonna do to address the 2 weakest spot in written response to the 2C and the 2E, right? Row 6 and row 5. So this is the pacing. This is a live document I have built for me. I have my pacing guide, but I usually, as time goes, I just draft something simple for me to use. So this is what I have done for me. So, and so you want to, I will share this document to you guys, as Stephanie said, oh, I should share, so I share with you. So those are the timelines, what I do with my students. I have right now get to here. And then because the 2 weakest spot in the AP exam, written response, I have formed data abstraction project. So I have done a lot of teaching in last year for data abstraction and procedure abstraction. I thought I have gone through their head, and they have retained what I have taught, but they didn't do as well as I thought in this one. So this year I said, well, you have to take ownership of the learning. So I literally set up this project, asked them to link to AP Daily video. That's a 3.2, it's data abstraction. 3.10 have 3 videos, is list. 3.12 is procedure call. 13 procedure development. And then CodeHS School, this one linked to the role 4 algo development. This link to data abstraction and some procedure abstraction. This is a procedure abstraction. Ask the kids to really use this, pull out examples from any of this, and then to answer the questions. And then I also linked those written response questions I pull out from College Board and ask them to really do the writings and then the written response. So, and then this is the first one. The second one, I asked them to do a full written response with all the prompts with the kids. So that's going to be the one coming later. And AIRS testing, what I do, I have a typo here, do I? So what I do, I ask the kids, I gave the kids 5 code segments I pull out from AP Classroom, and then they will identify errors, and then they will identify. So CodeHS, AP Classroom really give a 4 type of errors, and in the real world we only have 3, but we go with College Board. So overflow error is isolated from the runtime error. So use this 4-time errors, and then you're going to write a strategy or strategies. Find it and fix it, and describe exactly how you find it and fix the error. And then you're going to use test cases. Those are the strategies they need to know. They need to cite in their project. And then finally, they're going to present. And during the presentation, this is the key. I ask questions. Make sure they really nail this one. So those are the things this one I have pushed out today, the first one. Second one, I'm going to push out after they finish the project, the first project. I'm going to do it mid of November. And after this 2 is done, I'm going to, based on what I see, give them more healthy diet to help them to really get hold of this knowledge, data abstraction and procedure abstraction, and AIRS testing. Those are really hard for them. All right, what is the time? So
yeah, you're doing great, Shoufen. Thank you so much. We have about 5 minutes left, and so I guess whatever you want to cover on exam review, I think that's all we have left. So we're doing great.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And then the exam review, really, what are you going to do? You use the resource CodeHS School have shared. There is a CSP review module I'm going to share with you, but you already know all this 57 single select, multiple choice questions, 5 single select. This with a reading passage about computing innovation. This is hard for most of the kids because they see the long passage and then they lost focus of it. We need to train them to do that. And then the cyber module I showed you, you should use that. And the self-driving car, the impact of the self-driving car and on economy and culture, and then the data. So you want to really help them to read this. All others should be fine. And then 8 multiple select, multiple choice questions. You have to get 2 correct to earn the point. The reading is very simple, but the hard part is get both correct. Otherwise, you get 0. Last hour is the written response, 30 questions. And then there are a lot of good questions in CodeHS School. The kids are, when they go through the units, they will encounter those questions. So they are really well well designed. And then this is the review course Code High School offered, and then they are very, very good. And then question of the day, I use that too to help them to think and then dive into deep into the concept. And then this one, I use it after the kids really get aboard with AP Classroom. I use this. This is really helpful. And then AP Classroom has huge data bank. I use it every day, literally every day. And then this is the deadline we want to know already. October 1st is already passed. And then want to finish the course content end of March. And then performance task due, the PPR due on April 30th. And then end of exam on May 15th, 2025. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. We'll give our attendees a second to put any remaining questions they might have in the chat. Please let us know. I would encourage you to ask really tough questions of Shoufen. She clearly knows so much about this exam. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge and your experience out, not just in the classroom, but also scoring the exam and digging into the data of student testing results. That's amazing that you can share that experience. So thank you so, so, so much. And if there are no questions, then we'll just ask our participants to give us some feedback. Putting a link in the chat to our webinar survey. We love to hear your feedback on these sessions so that we can make sure we are providing you with the knowledge and information and content that is most relevant and most timely to your needs in your classroom. So please take a moment to fill out that survey if you can. Finally, I will put again in the chat the link for the certificate of completion, just in case you didn't have time to click on that earlier. And then Shoufen, if you'll go to the back to school webinar page, we do have a few more back to school webinars coming up October 21st. Yes. Yep. October 21st, October 23rd, and October 29th. We have just a few more of these back to school webinars coming up. And so really that's what we have for you today. We thank you so much for being here. And Shoufen, thank you so much again for sharing your expertise. It's invaluable for the educators watching this video later or attending here today. So thank you so much. And we'll see you all soon at a future back to school webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Stephanie.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.